Hey y'all, my name is Kyle from Connecticut, and I have never recorded a YouTube video. I mean, maybe once, but I deleted it because it was kind of dumb and stood for nothing. But I am pretty angered by the choice of leadership in America, and I just want to get a point across that Republicans are doing the wrong thing for this nation, and the way it's represented itself in the past 8 years has made America look like the most failed, not together nation in the entire world. I mean, yeah, it's fun in the beginning. I mean, haha, laughing at his jokes and speech impediments and all that kind of thing. But 2 terms he was president? How did that happen? How did that happen? And America might make the same mistake by choosing this woman who has a severe lack of experience running as a governor of one of the least populated states in America. Yeah, it's a big state, but I mean, Connecticut probably has the same amount of people in Fairfield County as there is in the entire state of Alaska. And Connecticut's one of the smallest states. So that's not saying much for Palin, whatever her name is. You're seeing how little respect I have for this woman. So I'm gonna enlighten you all and read you something that I found from this woman, Eve Ensler, and she pretty much summarizes everything in perfect detail, I feel, about this candidate. So I am gonna start reading this, and I want you all to listen and spread the word and knowledge. Okay. So she writes, I am having Sarah Palin nightmares. I dreamt last night that she was a member of a club where they rode on snowmobiles and wore the claws of drowned and starved polar bears around their necks. I have a particular thing for polar bears. Maybe it's their snowy whiteness, or their bigness, or the fact that they live in the Arctic, or that I have never seen one in person or touched one. Maybe it's the fact that they live so comfortably in ice. Whatever it is, I need the polar bears. I don't like raging at women. I'm a feminist, and I've spent most of my life trying to build community, help empower women, and stop violence against them. It is hard to write about Sarah Palin. This is why the Sarah Palin choice was all the more insidious and cynical. The people who made this choice count on the goodness and solidity of feminists. But everything Sarah Palin believes in and practices is antithetical to feminism, which for me is part of one story, connected to saving the earth, ending racism, empowering women, giving young girls options, opening our minds, deepening tolerance, and ending violence and war. I believe that the McCain and Palin ticket is one of the most dangerous choices of my life, and should this country choose those candidates, the fallout may be so great, the destruction so vast in so many areas that America may never recover. But what is equally disturbing is the impact that duo would have on the rest of the world. But unfortunately, this is not a joke. In my life, I have seen the clownish, the inept, the bizarre be elected to presidency with regularity. Sorry, I'm a little bit tired. Let me continue. Sarah Palin does not believe in evolution. I take this as a metaphor. In her words, in the world of fundamentalists, nothing changes or gets better or evolves. She does not believe in global warming. And that's a hint that it's going to be another Bush presidency, and the same problems with the economy. Everything is just going to continue and perpetuate until this whole mess is behind us. It's pretty sad. Okay, let me get back. The melting of the Arctic, the storms that are destroying your cities, the pollution, and the rise of cancers are all part of God's plan. She is fighting to take the polar bears off the endangered species list. Idiot. And sorry to interrupt again, but I know why that is. She wants to put a friggin' pipeline through the Arctic. And if polar bears are in actuality endangered, she won't be able to do that. For what? More gas. When we could be seeking alternative energy resources. What a piece of work. Anyway. The Earth in Palin's view is here to be taken and plundered. The wolves and bears are here to be shot and plundered. The oil is here to be taken and plundered. Iraq is here to be taken and plundered. As she said herself of the Iraqi war, it was a task from God. Sarah Palin does not believe in abortion. She does not believe women who are raped and incested and ripped open against their will should have a right to determine whether they have their rapist baby or not. She obviously does not believe in sex education or birth control. I imagine her daughter was practicing abstinence, and we know how many babies that makes. Uncontrollable population. Sorry, I keep interrupting. Sarah Palin does not much believe in thinking. From what I gather, she has tried to ban books from the library, including To Kill a Mockingbird, which is just absurd. Has a tendency to dispense with people who think independently. She cannot tolerate an environment of ambiguity and difference. This is a woman who could and might very well be the next president of the United States if nature has its way with John McCain, who is in his old age. Think about it, people. This is a serious, serious choice. And let's not fuck it up this time. This is a woman who could and might very well be the next president of the United States. She would govern one of the most diverse populations on Earth. So, it wouldn't work too well. Okay, guys, well, it cut me off, so I am just gonna read the last of what I was saying before. Okay. I write to my sisters. I write because we hold this election in our hands. This vote is a vote that will determine the future not just of the U.S., but of the planet. It will determine whether we create politics to save the Earth or to make it forever uninhabitable for humans. It will determine whether we can move towards dialogue and diplomacy in the world, or whether we escalate violence through invasion, undermining, and attack. It will determine whether we go for oil, strip mining, coal burning, or invest our money in alternatives that will free us from dependency and destruction. It will determine if money gets spent on education and healthcare, or whether we build more and more methods of killing. It will determine whether America is a free, open, tolerant society, or a closed place of fear, fundamentalism, and aggression. If the polar bears don't move you to go do everything in your power to get Obama elected, then consider the chant that filled the hall after Palin spoke at the RNC. Drill, drill, drill. I think of teeth when I think of drills. I think of rape. I think of destruction. I think of domination. I think of military exercises that force mindless repetition, emptying the brain of analysis, doubt, ambiguity, or dissent. I think of pain. Do we want a future of drilling? More holes in the ozone, in the floor of the sea, more holes in our thinking, in the trust between nations and peoples, more holes in the fabric of the precious thing we call life. And, yeah, it's actually got me pretty emotional because, I want our species to prevail, and I just want smart, progressive thinkers in power, to make the decisions. I truly want someone that's gonna help America, and I feel that Obama's history, his upbringing, he has the perfect mix of everything.